Hey guys, welcome back to Over the Surface, and we are officially on episode 5, I think, which is so crazy to think that we are thus far already. Also, you guys will probably have seen already on social media, I think I will be in Europe at this point. So I am filming a little ahead. But yeah, guys, I'm heading to Europe the beginning of September for 2 weeks, and I'm really excited about it. I told myself I wasn't going to go anywhere this summer. I wasn't going to travel because I did go last year for almost a month or for a month. I went all over Europe. I went to Italy, I went to France, I went to London, I went to Spain, and there was just no need, but it happened. We're going for a friend's birthday. And also, I think everyone just wanted to do a little friendly group trip. So yeah, I am going with a group of friends, which I'm super stoked about. So I will be in Europe. I'm super stoked. I'm glad that we are going in September because the weather, I'm hoping, is going to be so much cooler. Guys, when I went last year with Neza, we were absolutely sweating in every crevice of our body the whole time that we were there. When I tell you, we were taking about 4 showers a day, changing so many outfits throughout the day. We were doing laundry so much. We were lugging pounds of clothes to laundromats multiple times out of the week to go and wash everything because it was just too much. Anyways, yeah, so I'm really glad that we're going in September. It's going to be less crowded. When we went, it was so unbelievably crowded too. I mean, it was beautiful. I'm so happy that I did it, but I do not want to go in the peak of summer again. It was just a lot. Unless I have to, I think I'm gonna hold back on that one. Anyways, I have my wine today. Also, I have a really sad story. I have 4 of these. These are my favorite glasses of wine of all time. I have realized I'm not really a big fan of the stem glasses, just because they snap really easily. I don't know. I feel like they're just not as practical as a little small cup like this. It just can sit anywhere and it's fine. Well, you would think, right? So anyways, the other day, had 4 of them. Now I have 3. It was just sitting on my counter and my arm just swiped across the counter, shattered into a million pieces. You know when you see something fall and it's just falling in slow motion in front of your eyes and your hands are also moving at slow motion and you can't even pick it up? That's exactly what happened. So it just shattered into a million pieces. I don't have a dustpan or a broom. I have a vacuum and a Swiffer. So that made me realize I need a dustpan, and a broom so that I can sweep up the stuff. But no, I had to my boyfriend and I picked up every little piece, and then all the dust particles I had to use the vacuum for. But I looked it up. It said that vacuums aren't great for glass because it'll mess up the vacuum. So anyways, on that note, let's take a sip. Let's take a sip of my Chardonnay. Guys, I normally drink red, but I don't want to drink red on camera because I feel like the whole time my teeth will be purple and my tongue will be purple. I don't know if that will be distracting or too annoying, so I just have opted out on that. But maybe I'll feel crazy one day and do a red, or maybe I'll have no option but a red. Who knows? Anyways, let's jump into the episode. I feel like I always do a little spiel in the beginning, but it's fine. It's a catch up moment. So let's jump in. At the beginning of every episode, I do my little blurb, quote, little saying of the week for my episode. And this week it's actually a poem. It's not one of mine, but it is a poem I came across. And it stuck to me. And I wanted to share it with you guys. I even wrote some notes about it in my journal. That's why I have this little handy journal right here. So the blurb/quote/poem of the week. It was on a Instagram account called Poetry is Not a Luxury. Love this account. If you love poetry, follow this account. They post tons of poetry from so many different poets, and I love it. Anyways, the poet is called Raymond Carver, and it's called Rain. It goes, woke up this morning with a terrific urge to lie in bed all day and read. Fought against it for a minute. Then looked out the window at the rain and gave over. Put myself entirely in the keep of this rainy morning. Would I live my life over again? Make the same unforgivable mistakes? Yes. Given half a chance? Yes. And I sat there reading it a couple of times, right? Because I feel like poetry is very subjective. You can interpret it however way you want, right? Like I could even write a poem that is about about something specific, but someone might interpret it a completely different way, and that's totally fine. I love that. I actually prefer to write in a way that people can interpret it in different ways so that they can relate it to their own life. Anyways, read this, right? And it kind of stuck to me because let me open up my notes, my handy dandy notebook. The first thing that stood out to me was we're a lot harder on ourselves than we think. Just the thought of, waking up in the morning on a rainy morning, not feeling like doing anything and kind of just sulking in it a little bit and then being like, you know what, I'm just going to stay in bed. I'm not going to get up today. And sometimes we need those days. I feel like a lot of the times we are very hard on ourselves, and sometimes we need those days to reset, and we need days like that to just take a deep breath. And they're very much needed, obviously in moderation. I feel like if you're doing that every single day, then, I feel like that can, bring up concerns. But if you do have days like that, don't beat yourself up about it. Trust me, I have to all the time tell myself, it's okay to not be working today, or it's okay to just take a deep breath if you're go, and you haven't stopped, because, your mental health's at stake at that point, right? So anyways, that's what stuck out to me. And then the other thing, what else did I write? It's okay to have lazy days. Listen to your body in a healthy way. I think that's another thing, is just being really intuitive with, my pen flew. I think another thing is just being really intuitive with your body and listening to it. If you need to rest, or if you're feeling a lazy day because you're drained, go ahead and do it. Don't feel bad about it. Like I said, I try to tell myself this all the time. And then at the bottom of the poem, would you live your life over again, basically, is what it's saying. And I would. I think a lot of times you live your life with a lot of regret and mistake, but I think you have to remember that a lot of the regret and mistake has gotten you to where you are, has made you stronger, has made you wise, has made you more, just smart with everything in your life. I mean, you wouldn't be where you are without it. If something altered in the past, you might not be where you're at. And then this was the last thing I wrote about it on, I'm like on the left side of my notebook. You guys don't care. It's maybe the mistake of laying in bed led me here. The way I interpreted the whole thing was, this is a mistake laying in bed today type of ordeal. So I wrote, maybe the mistake of laying in bed led me here to this moment in my life. Maybe I needed that extra time to reflect about my life and think of an idea, or think of a new game plan, or think, okay, I'm going to do this to help progress in my life. So sometimes, you need those moments to just sit and think, what am I doing wrong, or what am I doing right? How can I move forward with my life? Is this a good idea to do this? How can I progress here? So yes, sometimes those mistakes that you think are mistakes, laying in bed for the day, are resets, and they actually bring you more knowledge and wisdom. When you go, you lose sight of yourself. When you're constantly going, when you're not content with yourself, or kind of blinded to everything in front of you, you just, I feel like, are a little all over the place. But anyways, that was my little quote / poem / blurb of the week. I really liked this one. Like I said, it really stuck to me, so I wanted to share it. Okay, now for the main event. The main event, sorry, my glass almost fell. If this one falls on camera, we're going to be having issues. The episode will end. Anyways, okay, the main event that we all have been waiting for. Gosh, I'm so scared. Ooh. I love how I say I'm scared, but I'm excited, but also scared. I just never know what I have to talk about. And then I feel like I'm not doing good. But anyways, okay, let's go. I'm going to stop complaining. Okay, here we go. This one is sticking to my hand, so we're going to go with it. All right. Ooh, this is a deep one. They're all deep, but this one's really deep. How do you hold on to your core identity while still allowing yourself to grow and evolve in life? At what point does changing as a person become changing who you are? Oh, man. Okay. This is a tough one. This is a toughie. All right, let's do the first part. I like doing them in sections. How do you hold on to your core identity while still allowing yourself to grow and evolve in life? First thing that comes to mind is your values. I think making sure you hold on to your values, and I don't know, I think also remembering where you come from. So for instance, I grew up in a very family oriented home, very religious, and I think holding on to those values and also just remembering the things that I grew up doing. For instance, like I've said before, I love doing makeup. I've always loved music. I've loved helping people. I've loved laughing and being happy. I've loved sports. And I think you have to really think about your childhood in those moments when you're thinking about your core identity, because at the end of the day, your core identity comes from those moments, right? In your childhood. And as you grew up, those things made you. So like I said, I've always loved sports. I played basketball for almost 10 years of my life. I ran track all of high school for 4 years. And those things made me who I am today because I still love sports. I mean, that's a little more surface level things. Do you know what I mean? I feel like continuing to love those things. I think what I'm trying to say is if someone's like, hey, let's go do this. Let's go play a sport. Let's go do this. Never thinking, oh, that's kind of lame. Like, I'm not going to do that. But like deep down, I really do love it. I guess just continue to go do those things. Like I've talked about before, I don't want to become redundant, but the makeup stuff and me doing makeup and hair, I love doing those things and I'll always enjoy doing those things. I'll have a little hiccup here and there about it, but remembering I love doing these things. So when I'm doing it, I enjoy it, or I try to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Helping others. I've always been a very helpful person since I was young, and helping others really makes me happy. If I can make someone's life easier, I always try to. I've always been that type of person, and I think that is a core value. I think when it comes to allowing yourself to grow and evolve in life is not letting those things hold you back, if that makes sense. I think I'm going to go back to the sports thing. I feel like it's the easiest way to talk about it as in an example, but I'm going to talk about the sports thing, but try to think of any sort of core value. It could be anything, but I'm using this as the example. But for instance, for me, I love sports. I've always loved sports. As I evolved into who I was and the older I got with sports, I realized, I think I was just trying to be realistic. I realized, sports, basketball, track, what wasn't going to be my future. And it's not for a lot of people. A lot of people play sports majority of their childhood, middle school, and high school years, but they don't end up playing in college or professionally. And I think allowing myself to make those realizations of, okay, I'm not going to be this person forever. And I'm allowing myself to grow out of that a little bit, but still holding on to that core value of I still will always love it. And if I have the opportunity to do it again, I will, but it's okay to kind of let it go, but holding on to it. So yeah, I think the answer to it for the first part, I think, is just holding on to those things when you were younger that made you who you are, that made you a good person. You were able to evolve out of it a little bit, but hold on to those values and start finding other things that you love and start pursuing other things or bettering yourself in different aspects of your life, whether that's mentally or helping others or whatever it may be, right? Evolve into those things, but hold on to the old things, all the good old things. You know, obviously, if it's a bad old thing, don't hold on to it. If you were like a bratty kid and and you were a pain in the ass or something because, I don't know, you were selfish, maybe let go of that one, right? But you know what I mean? I think that's like the easiest way I can explain what my brain is trying to tell me. And I'm hoping this makes sense. This is a really hard question to throw on the spot, but I am trying my best. So yeah, hold on to what you did as a kid. Hold on to the important things, but still grow. Just hold on to them. I feel like you're able to hold on to so many things. It's endless. It's infinite. If you had a bajillion core values and you still wanted to grow into more or find more values that will help you grow as a person, you can do that. It's totally okay. I think that's another thing is it's endless, right? Always bettering yourself, always implementing new healthy habits and values in your life is never going to hurt you. You can have a million of them and it's only going to better your life. Okay, and the second part is, at what point does changing as a person become changing who you are? I think it's when you start doing things that you don't want to do. I have put myself in so many situations, especially when I moved first out here in LA. I put myself in a lot of situations I didn't want to be in, going out really late, just FOMO, honestly. Guys, I'm not kidding you. Like, I never was this kid, and it could be because I never really did this back at home. You know, I was living out in LA at 18 years old, but you know, I was going out late. I was getting home super late on like school nights and stuff, and it was just bad. And they weren't my values, and I didn't even really care to go out. But I had FOMO, and I felt like I was turning into someone that I wasn't. But I did it because I wanted to fit in, and I wanted to be cool, and I wanted to be with the crowd. And then obviously, you know, you get in your head about things, and you think, oh, I'm going to miss out on this opportunity. I'm going to do this. But deep down, that's not who you are as a person, especially running in a crowd that isn't great. You know what I mean? Seeing a specific crowd treat someone a certain way that you don't like, or seeing a specific crowd do the things that you're like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, I never was really a smoker, I never really drank or anything. But when you put that, well, when I was younger, right? And then when you put that in front of someone who's trying to fit in, and you're just doing it to do it, but you don't like it, you're changing who you are. And it's very easy to do that, especially in a place like LA. LA is notorious for, you come in here, you get eaten alive, and it spits you back out right where you started, because the city's insane. I'm not kidding you. It's insane. Yeah, I think if you are changing yourself for the worst, and you're changing yourself and you don't like what you're doing, then that's you changing your core identity for something that's not even worth it. I don't think there's anything in this world worth changing yourself for in a bad way. You know, obviously there's temptation, right? If someone's like, here's $1 million and you're going to be the most famous person in the world. Obviously temptation falls into that, and it's scary. And when you're starting to change yourself for things like that, it's bad. It's bad stuff. But if you change yourself for better things, if you change yourself and you feel good about the change and you know it's a good change, then that's okay. I think changing is okay. At the end of the day, I always say this, nothing lasts forever. Everything is temporary, and there will be change every day in your life. Change is something that you have to get comfortable with, and that's something I'm really not that comfortable with. Trust me. I'm still trying to get used to change in my life all the time because I'm such a type A person. I love a plan, and one of the most successful tips in life, like the most successful tip to be a successful person is be okay with change, because it's true. Things are going to change. Things are going to go not as planned, and you have to be okay with it. So as long as you're okay with changing for the better, it's totally fine to change. Hold on to those core values, but change. Evolve into a better person. If you want to start helping others, go help others. If you want to start writing a book, go write a book that's going to change someone's life. You know, just go do things that will benefit society or benefit you and make you glow and make you shine as a human being. You know, when your insides are glowing and prosperous and positive, you will see it on the outside. You will glow and you will shine, and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I've never felt this good in my life. And people will see it on the outside. I will say, the amount of comments I get now from people saying, even my friends saying, you're glowing. I've never seen you so happy before. And I am. I mean, obviously, I have my hiccups where I have my meltdowns and freak out, but generally, I'm so happy with my life right now, right? And when you're fueling your body with good stuff and you're doing good for your community and for yourself, you see that. So I know I've changed for the better. A couple years ago, I knew something had to change, and I made those changes, but it was a good change. All right, guys. Well, I think that is going to be it for the question. I am really trying to make it a point to not drag these episodes on if they don't have to be dragged on. I know I've seen a couple of comments saying, Franny, these episodes could be longer. Can you make them longer? And 1,000%, I could make them longer by either answering another question or dragging this on and kind of being really redundant and repetitive. But I just don't think it's worth it. I would rather do episodes the lengths that I'm doing them and keeping it short and sweet, effective, feel good about what I'm saying. And I don't know. I feel like it itches me to come back and want to film another one. Because I've been just going. I love filming these. I love sitting in here and just talking. So it's nice talking about one specific topic and really getting into it than thinking, oh, there's so many different things I need to talk about and jumping into many different things. I don't know. Does that make sense? But I hear you guys. I see you guys commenting those things. And I will say in the future, I do plan on bringing guests on again. Maybe the near future. And those episodes will probably be much longer when you're talking to someone else about a topic. So they will definitely get longer. But for now, they will probably just stay like this. I'm sorry if you hate the short form podcast, but it feels good to me. But I do see it and I hear you guys and I completely understand. But I promise they will get longer in the future. So don't you worry about that. And I guess I will see you guys in the next episode. Okay, let me cheers with you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, that wasn't smooth at all. Cheers. Mwah. I always do a kiss. Oh, it's kind of weird.